En 1994, hoy 3 años después, Brasil e Italia juegan de nuevo, esta vez en la segunda jornada del Mundialito, en el estadio Gerland de Lyon. En aquella ocasión, ya saben, Brasil ganó en los lanzamientos de penalti y consiguió su cuarto título mundial. Hay un cierto aire de revancha, de vendetta, respirándose entre la selección italiana, más aún tras ser duramente criticada por la prensa de su país por su derrota del pasado miércoles contra Inglaterra por 2-0. Esto ha movido a su entrenador Cesare Maldini a realizar importantes cambios en su equipo, en ese equipo que ven en la imagen, para reeditar de este modo la final del último mundial. Así, por ejemplo, hoy no están Sola, Di Livio, Ferrara o Peruzzi, entre otros, y sí vamos a tener la oportunidad de ver sobre el campo jugar a hombres tan importantes en el actual fútbol italiano como Vieri o Del Piero. Este es el equipo inicial que presenta Lobo Zagallo en Brasil, con Taffarel en la portería, Cafú, Aldair, Mauro Silva, Roberto Carlos, Dunga, Ronaldo, Leonardo, Romario, Celio Silva y Denilson.
Signori all'ascolto, buonasera dallo stadio Gerland di Lione. Primo piano per Cesare Maldini, il selezionatore della nazionale italiana, che per questa attesa sfida con il Brasile ha apportato parecchie modifiche alla sua formazione. Italia-Brasile, partita che evoca molti ricordi, grandi suggestioni. Sono squadre che hanno fatto la storia del calcio mondiale, 4 titoli per il Brasile, di cui vedete la formazione, 3 titoli mondiali per l'Italia. Brasile stasera in campo con Taffarel in porta. I difensori sono Cafù, Aldair, Celio Silva, Roberto Carlos, a centrocampo Dunga, Mauro Silva, Leonardo.
Situation. So Mario Zagallo is more conservative with his team selection than his Italian counterpart.
Pretty similar to the game against the French. Mauro Silva and Dunga will certainly do the holding positions in the centre of midfield. Denilson, I think, will play right side from inside to out. Leonardo on the left.
Picked up a knee injury against England, but he plays alongside Albertino and Baggio, as the midfield is the only area not completely reconstructed. Apart from that trio, Alessandro Costa Curta and Fabio Cannavaro scratching their heads at his wizardry in the opening match here, and everyone comes in anticipation that he might be able to do the same again. The man in charge is Serge Mumenthaler from Switzerland. And Brazil will kick off towards the end, where Roberto Carlos produced that magnificent piece of wizardry. Ronaldo and Romario, what a strike force. Ronaldo and Romario, 2 of the 7 players in this Brazilian squad who ply their trade abroad. This is Dunga, who plays in Japan, and that's the newcomer to the team, Denilson.
Well, I've just switched to 2 midfield players by the looks of it. And I'm just looking at Leonardo. He's taken a pretty advanced position early on in this match. Don't know whether they're going to try and change him. He didn't quite get involved as much as he would have liked against the French.
Here's Di Matteo to Vieri, and now Del Piero looking to trigger off a move from Vieri. Dino Baggio. And Roberto Carlos turned it away. It comes off Lombardo for a Brazilian throw-in.
Well, the Italians are exactly as we thought. Lombardo's certainly playing right side, Maldini left. They're going in with Costa Curta as the spare man, and I think they've got to do that. When you play against Romario and Ronaldo, I think the Italians will like that safety valve of Costa Curta just 10, 15 yards behind at times.
You wonder just how much of a smokescreen all the quotes from Paolo Maldini that he was to play on the right actually were. This is Mauro Silva. This is Dunga, the man who scored what was effectively the winning penalty kick in the World Cup final, which Brazil won 3-2 on kicks after a goalless draw following 120 minutes. Dunga again. Mauro Silva, another of the players who played at Pasadena Rose Bowl. Foot of Denilson was high, and it's an Italian free kick. Here's Del Piero. Maldini's made a burst from the back.
That's going to be a great area to watch. Maldini against Cafu. I thought the first half against the French, Cafu was unbelievable in getting forward. And that might just be a battle of wills. Who's going to be the bravest? Who's going to win who back?
Del Piero to try and test Tapparel with his corner. First corner of the game. Lombardo going in to challenge the goalkeeper. And while Tapparel's handling might not always look the safest, that was a good clean punch clear.
Well, it might be without Zola. Del Piero showed us there's another in this Italian squad who can bend corners into a really dangerous area. It's only inches away. In the end, it's good goalkeeping, but he was scrambling for just a second.
Aldair, who plays his club football in Italy with Roma. Flick was from Danielson. To Gianluca Pagliuca, who welcomed the opportunity to re-establish himself back in the first team. Maldini. Del Piero. This is Lombardo. And the challenge from Roberto Carlos gives Italy a throw-in. Dino Baggio joining Del Piero and Vieri in the box for the throw. Mauro Silva trying to hold off Baggio and Del Piero. This is Panucci. Dunga. He rode Del Piero's challenge well, and he made up a lot of ground, Dunga. And this is Leonardo, Romario and Ronaldo both waiting.
Ronaldo was the ball. I think that's what he tried to get. I was going to say it might have sat up for him. He's maybe indicating it was just running away from him a little. First bit was brilliant. The way he just tricked Panucci wide, just sucks him in, and it's only the deftest of touches and he's away. And from then on, he's always having a little look, looking up. Nothing blind here, he's having a look all the time. Sees Ronaldo coming in back post. I think that's who he's trying to feed it to. It does just sit up. Amazing. Surface is beautiful. But that sat up for him just at the wrong moment.
Leonardo was part of the Brazilian squad at the World Cup, but didn't actually make the final. This is Di Matteo. Dunga. Roberto Carlos has made a useful run, but Lombardo have tracked him all the way. Attilio Lombardo, who was only called up to the squad when Di Francesco was required by his club for the relegation playoff. There's Leonardo. Lombardo playing for the goal kick, which he won. Brazil 4 times World Cup winners to the 3 that Italy have managed, and one of them was when the World Cup was staged here in France back in 1938, and they actually beat Brazil in the semi-finals. Vieri, Lombardo, Di Matteo in space to his left calling for it, Dino Baggio and Dunga in the way.
Great example there. We often talk about Brazilian skill and flair. Dunga, vast experience. The ball dropped in an area where he didn't want to just pull it down. Even the best players in the world are not shy in putting their foot through it if that's what's required.
Brazil, who are on a really successful roll approaching this tournament until their last game before it, when they suffered that defeat against Norway 9 days ago that really shook them up. Vieri looking for Del Piero, and Italy break through and get the lead after 6 minutes, and it's the man restored to the starting lineup who's got it, Alessandro Del Piero.
Yeah, he gets the goal, but Vieri did all the work. An absolutely magnificent cross. And all it was saying was, please put me in. He makes a good run, first and foremost. And then he just comes back on his left side, very, very left-sided. Doesn't look, I'm putting it into the danger area. Not good covering by Cafu. Del Piero's on the inside of him. And I'll tell you what, it's an easy header from there. Down, gives Taffarel no chance. 6 yards out. Great start for the Italians.
And it was the Juventus front two that did the trick for Italy. Casiraghi and Zola displaced tonight by Vieri and Del Piero, and it's that combination that has given Italy the lead here in Lyon. But now a Brazilian free kick.
Great skill here. That's just crude from Baggio, to be fair.
Guess who's going to take it?
He's not going to shoot from there, is he? Put it past him. Nah, not the way he's shaping up.
It's Roberto Carlos with a kick. Dunga. Aldair. Roberto Carlos again. Blocked by Lombardo. For all the talk that there was about Roberto Carlos' spectacular free kick here last week, there was a lot of disenchantment at home that Brazil didn't manage to hold on to the lead it established. And there'll be further disenchantment if they fail to beat Italy here tonight. Important month ahead for the Brazilians. Straight off the back of this tournoi, they go into the Copa America, their first game in that competition, 3 days after they face England in Paris.
I think that's fair. I mean, to be for the Brazilians, I think that is something that they are aiming towards. I mean, and this is a tournament that I'm sure Zagallo is using to try 1 or 2 things out, experiment just a little. Given success here and success in the Copa America, I know what they'd choose.
Here's Vieri, Del Piero again in the box. Can they combine again? Off target this time, but yet again Vieri set up the opportunity for him.
I think it's just typical of what I felt he could get at this defence. I said it right at the top, and I think the Italians are showing us where it's in between full-backs and centre-backs. They get caught forward a little, the full-backs. I think Vieri did brilliant there. That time he just didn't cross it blind. He had a little look up. You see him looking now. Where's my mate? He says, where is he? And he plays a super ball to him. This is a disappointing finish. Looks trying to guide it in, just comes off the shin a little. This is a bright start from the Italians. They've pressed well when they haven't had the ball and made Brazilians play quickly. And then when they've had the ball, they've had a threat.
Well, there were a lot of questions asked at Juventus when they saw the departures of Ravanelli and Vialli at the start of last season, but Vieri has really made a name for himself over the campaign, and here he is with his club mates, producing the goods at international level. Dunga. This is Danielson. To shape it up for Ronaldo, and Costa Curta was hoping that it would run out.
Almost. Decent bit of bright play that time. He's got some pace, the lad. When the ball was played in, I thought no chance, but such is the pace that Costa Curta knew he had to go over and deal with it. And he's right, Ronaldo, it was a corner.
Of course, Ronaldo could be playing against many of these players next season. But the move to Inter Milan looks like being a protracted one. Foul was by Panucci on Romario.
That's sloppy, isn't it? There's a little example for kids that even the best players could be sloppy.
Maldini looking for Del Piero. Di Matteo's made a good run into the box to join Vieri. Lombardo cleared to Albertini. Here's Cafu. 3 up to his left. Blocked by Maldini and Albertini. Going into this tournament, Italy had not conceded a goal under Cesare Maldini's reign. And the winning partnership of father and son reunited tonight with Paolo Maldini's return after injury. Albertini. Aldair. Here's Danielson. Couldn't shrug off Albertini.
Well, they've got some skill about them. They just go past players for fun. And Danielson has shown already 2 or 3 times he's got the capability to do so.
Di Matteo.
There's a good tempo to the game. Well, this is not a practice match in any sense of the word.
They're used to meeting at the very highest level. Brazil's last 2 World Cup victories have come against Italy. This is Danielson. And Costa Curta, the man across.
And that's why he likes to, I think Maldini likes to play with the spare man.
May not be too much of a surprise if we see Costa Curta replaced at some stage in the game. Certainly in practice yesterday, Andy and I saw Stefano Torrisi tried, because Costa Curta is to miss the next World Cup qualifying match against Georgia through suspension, as indeed is Albertini. Here's Danielson. Romario, Leonardo, Ronaldo, and Cafu storming in.
Well, the dog of the Italian defenders. He's getting a little sample of what life might be like if that transfer goes through.
There's Mauro Silva. Aldair. Dunga. Roberto Carlos. This is Cafu. Leonardo. Mauro Silva. Could it be a blockbuster from him? Well, that was his idea.
They were patient, they worked the space well, worked the ball well, worked the Italians well in that midfield area, and that was enough to create a little bit of space. In fact, more than a little space for Mauro Silva. Disappointing end to it, though. Not quite the Roberto Carlos quality.
51st cap tonight for Mauro Silva, and hasn't yet scored at international level. Here's Danielson, newcomer to the squad, winning his 4th cap. And Roberto Carlos was always struggling to keep that one in. Roberto Carlos, who plays with Panucci of Italy in Spain, a pair of them for Real Madrid. 5 goals he's managed at club level during the last season. Del Piero. Albertini. Baggio. Maldini. Celio Silva. Mauro Silva. Dunga trying to orchestrate things for Ronaldo. Cannavaro sticking doggedly to his task, first against Ronaldo, then against Roberto Carlos. Ronaldo has spotted Cafu. Maldini immediately across to meet him. Deal with him too. And he set Del Piero away. Vieri, the only Italian up in support. And Brazil are bringing plenty back. It's Aldair who's gone across with Vieri.
And Di Matteo made a great run forward, just to get up there, give them a bit of help. After Vieri's run took him wide.
And now Maldini's got forward. He's just managed to keep it in, but it's Celio Silva who's there. Eleven times the two countries have met previously, 5 victories for each. And the only draw counted as the one at the World Cup final, which Brazil then went on to win thanks to penalties. Albertini. Di Matteo. This is Lombardo. And Costa Curta. Maldini it is who's picked out Del Piero. Celio Silva holding him up.
I think that's an area to explore against the Brazilians. I really do, because I don't think the centre-backs are comfortable when they come out of the middle like that. It does leave them vulnerable. Time and again, even this match, the Italians have just knocked it down the side. Little ball in. Well, Del Piero or Vieri wants to run after it. We're getting the ball in really good areas.
Be looking to furnish the likes of Lombardo, Panucci, Vieri, all waiting in the penalty area for this free kick. And it was a flick from Panucci.
Well, the goalkeeper's lucky in many senses, Rob, simply because it goes straight at him. It's a great ball and horrible to deal with. The touch is all it's needed. Imagine Lombardo got another touch on it. There's not a lot Taffarel could have done reacting to it.
Good fortune at one end then for Brazil, not at the other for Roberto Carlos. And it's been just the start that Italy wanted to this game. It took them around 6 minutes to do what 120 minutes at the Pasadena Rose Bowl 3 years ago failed to do, which was separate these two teams with a goal. Del Piero, the man who's given Italy the lead. Foul on Di Matteo by Cafu. And Di Matteo has certainly been in the wars in this tournament. Lasted only 15 minutes of the opening match.
Yeah, that's clumsy more than anything, this, isn't it?
Del Piero claiming a foul by Dunga. Leonardo. Here's Mauro Silva. 4 players ahead of him. Ronaldo, one of them, quick on the turn against Cannavaro, and off the post, it deflected. It's a corner.
He was brilliant, yeah, honestly. Cannavaro stuck to him like glue for the majority of this game, but his movement and his speed, watch the way he just spins off him when he's away. Uses his strength, and then again, Costa Curta in that sweeper position comes over and gets a touch on. It could easily have gone in.
Leonardo with a corner. Brazil hoping to make the most of this good spell of pressure. Celio Silva arrived, beyond him to Romario. Cross again towards Ronaldo. Cannavaro saw a bit more of it that time. And the break on here for Del Piero. Two Brazilian defenders tracking back. He's going to have to do it all on his own. Well, Vieri has come forward now. He brought plenty of Brazilian defenders back with him. Well, Piero just unable to work it through for Baggio, but it was a handball. This is where we'll see the Italian version of Roberto Carlos. It's Albertini! Demetrio Albertini, as Brazil were still trying to organise themselves, caught them absolutely cold.
I'm not so sure if that took a deflection or not. It certainly moved an awful lot, but this time I don't think it was the bend in the ball alone. Taffarel, who was trying to organise his wall, just taking complete. They're a bit sloppy. He certainly thumps it. Aldair, there's the culprit. And that's probably gone well wide. And if you don't buy a ticket, you don't win a raffle.
Well, Italy have firmly established the lead now in this game. And what a terrible setback for the Brazilians.
There's confidence for you. Yeah, he just had a quick look, sorry Robbie, a quick little look, saw Taffarel way off, and thought, why not? Beckham can do it, why can't I? I mean, that shows you the goalkeeper's absolutely no chance. The angle of that ball as well, it's threatening the corner flag more than Taffarel's goal, the initial shot.
And here's Ronaldo, right on the edge of the area, Maldini.
Well, they're lucky. I mean, if that's a free kick and they're the last men tackling, which they are, he gets there first. Look at that. Maybe Maldini got a bit in the ball, but he wouldn't have seen it from his angle, the referee. That's the threat of this guy. Just gets it, turns, and it's his acceleration that's amazed me watching him live in these 1.5, 1.25 games so far. His acceleration off the mark is the likes of which I've not seen before.
Has already conceded a free kick. Now it's the Italians on their guard.
Well, they've got a choice now. Leonardo looks like he might fancy it. Roberto Carlos has taken his usual 20-yard run.
It's Leonardo. That's deflected. That's a corner.
And that time the deflection, a kind one.
Meanwhile, Taffarel appears to be having some difficulties. His hands treated. And here's Roberto Carlos with the free kick, with the corner kick. Dunga. And Danielson was left in space. Dunga. Oh, Ronaldo almost got there, but the flag was up anyway.
Well, we've got a game on now. Brazilians don't like getting beaten too often. Thumped in Norway recently. 2-0 down already against what they would consider one of the greatest rivals in the European stage, the Italians, if not the greatest rivals in the European stage over the years. It'll be hurting a little. And you're never out of it. Dunga, it's a fairly wild shot. You're never out of it when you've got a front two like Romario and Ronaldo.
Foul on Albertini punished now. To what extent can the wounded animal recover? Brazil undoubtedly rock back. This is Lombardo. Looking for Vieri. Celio Silva there to meet it. Dino Baggio.
There's no doubt, even this great side can look ragged when you put them under pressure. France made them look that way the majority of the second half, and there's no doubt when the Italians put them under pressure, they don't look a sound unit.
Cesare Maldini has seen his side through their rocky patch against England, and they're firmly in the driving seat here. But if Brazil do lose this match, it will make up a poor sequence of results for them going into the Copa America.
And with the form team to come in this tournament, of course.
Indeed, in what Brazil would certainly have hoped would have been the decider for the tournoi. At the moment, if it stays like this, then England will need at least a point from their meeting with Brazil in Paris. With Italy playing France 24 hours later. Here's Dunga. Mario had pulled away, but Panucci was well aware.
Now they've done well for the majority, Panucci and Cannavaro. Man for man marked them, suits them, they like doing it. With Sakura, the insurance behind.
This is Dunga. Trying to slip Leonardo or Romario through. Dunga. Too wide of him. Ronaldo inside. Here's Danielson. Roberto Carlos. Mario climbing.
Which is difficult when you're only, what, 5'6" or 7. They would always fancied winning. The ball's a great ball in, it's got bend, it's got pace, it's really into the kind of area you want as an attacker. This gives a little nudge to Panucci.
Aldair. Here's Roberto Carlos. Certainly Brazil deploying plenty in attack. As that breaks down, they're under more pressure here from Vieri, who claims he was checked by Mauro Silva.
I think, you know what's fascinating for me here, if they're both up for it, I think we've probably got the best attacking side in the world, the Brazilians, against the side who are best in the world, I think, at protecting a lead, if it means something. It'll just be fascinating to see how this develops.
Well, Brazil know when the tempo needs to be raised. And a third of the way through, they're already facing a stiff task to break down this resilient Italian defence. There's Panucci. Paolo Maldini. Del Piero, the player who's pulled wide again. Vieri waiting in the box. Romario. Aldair. Dunga. Too much lift on it again for little Romario. Albertini, who's free kick was diverted by Aldair past his own goalkeeper. Maldini. Baggio. Del Piero. Tugged in by Baggio on Ronaldo's shirt.
I think they'll have to get used to that, won't they, as the years go on.
And the first booking of the match for that tussle. Dino Baggio. This is his first booking of the tournament. Remember, 2 yellow cards for any player would automatically rule them out of the final game. Mauro Silva combining with Leonardo. And here's Celio Silva with the header back. I wonder just how much a result like this would affect Mario Zagallo's thinking. This is an important tournament for them, as the Copa America will be with regard to their planning for next season. A lot of their friendly matches have been against European opposition. And up to the Norway tournament, things were going swimmingly for them, that long unbeaten run that they enjoyed. From November of '93 to January of '96, and no defeats since until Norway. Here's Aldair. Roberto Carlos. Dunga. Danielson. Cut off by Lombardo. This is Aldair. Well read by Attilio Lombardo. Danielson.
The game on here, tell you. The Italians have dug in the last 5 minutes. Strung along the edge of that 18-yard box. Oh, it's a bit harsh, I thought, that decision.
So you don't think the Brazilians are out of it?
No.
The imagination.
Listen, I think there was a Spanish Cup, was it Cup final, and 3-0 down Barcelona at half-time, and a certain young man wearing number 20, or number 9 out there, but not just got a hat-trick in the second half and they won it. No, they're not out of it. The Italians are, well, in their league of their own when they have to do this. Camp in their own penalty area, around the 18-yard box, get bodies, get tight, spoil it, make it difficult.
Danielson to weave a bit of magic, and he has at least earned the reward of a corner.
And you're going to have to see the Brazilians at their best to get back in it, and to open them up.
A breakthrough before half-time wouldn't go down too badly, and it's in! Roberto Carlos' shot deflected in by Lombardo, and Brazil reduced the deficit.
Just when you talk about a team how well they do, they just go to sleep on the corner. To be fair to Brazil, they take it really quickly. Get the ball down, get it back in play. The second deflection of the night. Not so sure if Pagluca would have gotten to it, but Lombardo's right leg just snakes out, whether it was going even wide of the goal. But it certainly contributes a great deal to Brazil being back in the match. Told you they weren't out of it.
And as if to prove it, they get that vital pre-half-time goal. And it always looked like being a long time for Italy to hang on. With about two-thirds of the match still remaining. And sure enough, it's the Brazilians with their tails up now. And Ronaldo looking to get through. And well cut out by Costa Curta.
Oh, I'm warming to this. Good stuff. Now we're talking.
Ronaldo really is getting into the swing of things. Del Piero, fortunate stumble. Albertini. Lombardo. Di Matteo. Vieri is aiming to get there, and Taffarel saw it slip away.
Oh, he's a big lad, Vieri. Taffarel didn't look convincing at all.
Ronaldo, who's emitted one or two danger signals already during the course of this game. Maldini. Del Piero. to it, Andy, but this healthy crowd too, the Italians very well represented.
Well, it's just the beat of the Brazilian samba at the moment, isn't it? They've been quiet for a long time in this first half.
Well, the Brazilians go on from here, of course, to face England in the next match of the tournoi in Paris on Tuesday, and that's exclusively live on Sky Sports 1 from 7 o'clock. If Brazil gets 2 more goals without the Italians adding to their tally already, then it will be the decider. England will be praying for just 1 more goal, and that to come from a player in a Brazilian shirt, because a draw will give them their first tournament victory under Glenn Hoddle tonight. Handball by Celio Silva. And Del Piero plotting the free kick. Lombardo has helped Brazil to get back in this game. And he, more than anyone, will want to rectify things from this. He's gone in for it, and it was just away from him. Another fizzing free kick from Del Piero.
Oh, they're horrible to deal with. Defenders hate them, goalkeepers hate them, forwards love them. How close is this to actually bending in? That's what I ask. We're the opposite side. It's not far. I think if Vieri's in Lombardo's position, I bet he scores. Don't know whether he's got half an eye on Taffarel and the goalpost. Lombardo just didn't seem to be fully committed to going in after it. Brilliant ball in.
Del Piero. Baggio. This is Costa Curta. Albertini. Del Piero. Lombardo has gone into a more advanced position, joining Vieri at the edge of the area. Albertini. Vieri. Danielson. Roberto Carlos made another useful break and wins the free kick. The challenge by Panucci.
Right, he did win it. He knew he was going nowhere, Roberto Carlos. Quick thinking, he thinks, I'll just turn into Panucci, flick it away, and get myself a free kick. Exactly what happened.
Here's Roberto Carlos again from that free kick. Picking out Cafu. Dunga. Mauro Silva. Leonardo with Baggio at his back. And that's Celio Silva's ball.
Well, they've got to keep it the Italians when they have it. At 2-0, I think they were quite happy to sit back and invite pressure. I think at 2-1, it's not the best plan. I think they've still got to go forward themselves. They've got to try and keep a little bit more possession. There have been long spells in this half without the ball.
Brazil instructing their moves very patiently. Dunga. This is Mauro Silva. Romario, can he get round? 3 in the area for him as he takes his tumble.
Oh, I thought that had to be obstruction, I have to say. That was great bit of quick feet, slipped it past Costa Curta. I think he was a culprit. He just made no move to get out of the way.
Dunga. Well, another ambitious effort. Too far wide.
They're looking around a little bit in that central area. Di Matteo, Albertini. Baggio looking around, saying who's going to get a little bit of help. To be fair to Baggio, he's followed Leonardo the whole of the first half, and he's done that ever so well. But it has left Di Matteo and Albertini a little bit exposed against the other three at times. And they just worked the ball around them at times and got to that 30-yard area just from goal. It's always dangerous. The shooting ability we know all about, and the wonderful little angled runs from the front too. Everything's a threat then.
Bardo taking his time. This is Vieri. Albertini. Baggio just getting there ahead of Dunga. Maldini showing a lot of that to Cafu. Danielson. Great run has been made by Cafu, and he's picked him out quite brilliantly. Romario is in the box.
What a run, what a ball. Defence to attack in one sweet move. Who says they don't look long? Everything's short, look at that. That's an absolute peach, and that's what Cafu did against France for 45 minutes. I think it's a little deflection here. He just helped it towards the goalkeeper a little.
Del Piero. Of course, say in terms of goals, he's going to have the final say before half-time. Leonardo. This is Ronaldo. Romario left it. This is Leonardo. Danielson. Roberto Carlos. These are worrying times for Italy.
Great play from Lombardo. He's playing that wing-back position. He's worked his socks off. He's had to. It was so important. He was back defending there.
Leonardo. Italy actually looking to try and make a change before the half-time break. Diego Fuser, who came on in the opening match for Di Matteo, ready to come on again.
There's Baggio, who's kind of slowly walking out over this way. I don't know whether it's him. Must have a bit of a problem. I don't know why on earth would he be making a substitution with what, less than 10 seconds of the first half to go. It is Baggio. He looks like he's almost packed it in. He's just trot walking over now.
Well, there goes the half-time whistle, so the change hasn't been made, will be in the second half. Del Piero started off the goal scoring as the Juventus partnership immediately reaped dividends. It was Vieri's cross and Del Piero's header. But then it was two more deflections. Albertini's free kick knocked in by Aldier, which established the lead still further, and then Roberto Carlos having his say again. That one deflected in by Lombardo. So at half-time, 3 goals, 2 to Italy, 1 to Brazil. World Cup this tournament. I wonder if this match will be a dry run for the World Cup final. Certainly they're taking their pictorial history away from this tournament here at Lyon, which will be a venue up to the quarterfinals of the competition.
Just looking around, Rob, and we know Fuser has come on for Baggio, but there's number 18 there just for Brazil.
Yes, Cesar Sampaio is
he's
coming on.
He's coming back over there. Is he staying on for 6? No, he's got to stay off. Got 10 outfield players on there already.
Well, they've decided, well, we'll give them 15 minutes, see if they can turn it around, maybe. So certainly Zé Maria was warming up during the break, aside from the rest of the pack. So presumably Mario Zagallo is pondering 1 or 2 changes, putting a bit of pressure on the existing players out there. Del Piero with the early bit of sabre rattling in this second half. The man who scored the opening goal in the first half.
Well, 10 seconds in, and that ball over the top again down one of the channels. Del Piero gets in quite comfortably. It's funny when you get the stats, you and I get a load of stats here in France at half-time. Both Roberto Carlos's goal and Albertini's goal being regarded as shots off target. There would be own goals in Italy, that's a certainty.
Well, Aldair and Attilio Lombardo will be making no great claims to them. Dunga. That was short for Aldair, and thankfully for him, Del Piero couldn't quite get there. Ronaldo spinning away, was hoping for the ball from Romario, but it was heavy traffic ahead.
I'm amazed they took that quick. That's right in Roberto Carlos's range. Took it quickly and gave it away.
There's Albertini, whose free kick was diverted in by Aldair. And Aldair again intervening, but there was an offside flag up against Christian Vieri.
It just drifts. It's tight. It's very, very close. I think those are the kind of decisions that you want to see just let go. It was a tight decision.
Italy in the lead, and only once in the last 20 years have they beaten Brazil. And that was that epic meeting at the 1982 World Cup when Paolo Rossi got his hat-trick. Here's Leonardo looking for Romario. Header away was by Panucci. Roberto Carlos, this is definite territory for him. Romario. Now Ronaldo battling away with Albertini. Vieri.
He's been a disappointment, Romario, to me. The game and a half that I've watched him play, Rob, and I know he's got great talent. At times looks disinterested, unmotivated, and gives it away casually. He's really not sparked at all.
Di Matteo. This is Lombardo. Cafu just getting a touch. Maldini. Del Piero. Maldini continued his run. It's the sort of area he likes to score from, and has been doing fairly regularly since his father took over the national team. A couple of vital goals in World Cup qualifiers. Lombardo. Panucci pushing up in support. Blocked by Aldair. Dunga. Ronaldo. He's away from Maldini. Just when he'd shown a clean pair of heels to one defender. Showed too much of the ball to Di Matteo. Certainly Romario was largely ineffective in that opening match against France, and hasn't been training too often this week because of a muscle injury that he picked up during that game. There was some speculation in the build-up to the game that Edmundo might come in to replace him. And Di Matteo has set Lombardo away. Obstructed by Aldair.
I don't think there's any doubt here. Mauro Silva, though, you see the difference again. The job that Dunga and Mauro Silva have to do is that one, because there are so many gaps that they both have to plug when they throw men forward. And if they lose it carelessly, as they did, and a team breaks at them, then Dunga and Mauro Silva don't have a lot to work to do defensively.
Free kick cleared back to Del Piero. Filippo Inzaghi, whom Juventus have announced that they've signed from Atalanta, is warming up.
There he is again. Who's last man again there, Rob? Mauro Silva.
Well, he went to go all alone, and it was tipped away by Pagliuca.
Quite right to hit it. He had the option of Ronaldo. Many might have slipped the young lad in, but not Denilson. on his left foot, struck it beautifully.
This is more encouraging. Roberto Carlos.
That not one for the scrapbook. Well, this is a lovely move. That's Romario. See what I mean? He comes off and suddenly he's sparked the first time in the match. And Nielsen thinks, I fancy a bit of this. It's a good save from Pagliuca. It's close to him, it's high. You'd expect the goalkeeper to get there, but it was struck with some force. Eye on the ball, strikes it beautifully. Good save.
Danielson is a recent addition to the Brazilian squad. It's only his 4th cap tonight, having got into the team for the first time last November. And they're getting the World Cup atmosphere already. 367 days to go to the start of France '98, and already they're in the mood. Of these Italian and Brazilian fans are taking a year off to stay here for those 367 days.
Shut up.
Dunga. Ronaldo. Slipped by Romario to Leonardo. Dunga had spotted Cafu. Ball waiting in the penalty area. Dunga making an extra one at the edge of the 18-yard box. And the corner one, Di Matteo. Roberto Carlos in front of that mural of football immortals. This is Danielson. Albair lucky to get there, but Maldini was in ahead of him.
Great defending. Absolutely top class. Great run from Danielson again. He really looked excellent in it. Been really impressed with this young man's performance. That was a super ball into a really dangerous area.
Romario. Roberto Carlos. Dunga. This is Danielson. Slipped away neatly from view there. Is he going to go all the way through? Oh, what a goal that would have been.
Oh, I was up. Sorry, I was up there.
You almost wanted it to be.
I did. I was up. God blame me. You wouldn't have got me back down for a while, Rob. You'd have had to carry on. Oh, just singing his praises a minute ago, but he has excited me tonight, I'll tell you. Great running, great feet. You just wanted that to go in. I don't care who you are. Only an Italian fan didn't want this going in. Wonderful football. You think he's lost his balance once or twice, controlling that ball. Now he just wants it to bend the other way. Oh dear.
You'd have been in orbit, wouldn't you?
I'd have been up the roof somewhere.
Just talking about the mural that's in the place of the South Stand, showing the football immortals. 5 of them are Brazilian, and Danielson would certainly have written a little piece of history for himself had that goal gone in, and would have been another one to add to the Roberto Carlos one to watch again and again. Albair. Romario. Nice turn away from Panucci. Leonardo to his right, Ronaldo to his left. And maybe he picked the wrong option.
There's no maybe about it. Leonardo was the ball earlier. At least 3 or 4 seconds earlier.
And this time Del Piero could be in. Down in the area, no kick given.
Oh, that's a penalty. I have to say, that's a very generous decision from the referee on behalf of the Brazilians, I think.
And Mauro Silva was the player who went in and might consider himself fortunate to have got away with that. Brazil off the hook.
Oh, it's lively now, this.
Maldini clashing head on with Dunga, but really the Italians feeling very aggrieved.
This is it. He slips past Mauro Silva. Well, if that's not a penalty, I don't know what is. This is much ado about nothing, really, that one. And the earlier move, Romario, that's why if you were playing with him, you wouldn't have to give him a flea in his ear. I don't care how good he is. Leonardo had made a 30-40 yard run, was completely through, but he just slipped it to him a little bit earlier. Delayed. The chance had gone.
Leonardo. Danielson to Aldair. Romario. Leonardo again in the box. This time he's found him. Romario. Cafu, he had spotted that time, but just couldn't work it through to him.
A little bit of kidology going on now. One or two just taking little dives every now and again. Just numbers here. Again, look at the many blue shirts in and around, making it difficult for anyone to get through.
Vieri. Di Matteo. Fuser.
I just get the feeling next goal wins this. Tell you, the Italians go 2 up, you think that's all over this time. But if the Brazilians were to peg it back, then who's to say they wouldn't just go on and get the winner?
Romario has spun away yet again, and he's turned. Deflection took some of the sting out of the shot, but Pagliuca struggling to get there and make it ahead of Ronaldo.
Well, they're threatening now. Said Romario disappointed me more than anyone since that remark. He's been involved more than anyone. Always looking to turn and hit. Good defending from Panucci.
Italy concerned enough to be planning a change. Filippo Inzaghi is about to come on.
Well, watching Maldini on the touchline, he's incensed at his side of dropping off so deep. He's urging the back three to push up a little bit. It's the thing they do, the Italians. They do invite pressure on, such as their confidence and their ability to defend.
But as you've emphasised before, they're having to defend against the best attack in the world, and Maldini knows what a dangerous game that is.
I'll take that was the case there.
The break for that injury to Roberto Carlos has given Italy the opportunity to make the change if they want to. And they do want to, because they're watching on now as Inzaghi comes on in place of Christian Vieri. Inzaghi Serie A's top scorer last season. The flick on there from Romario. Here's Ronaldo. Cafu. Danielson, lovely touch. Romario looking to get through, but another great piece of Brazilian artistry. Here's Del Piero. How stung are the Italians? Mauro Silva, the man who got away with a penalty, isn't going to get away with this. It's a booking for him, and that rules him out of the match against England.
Well, they'll miss him unless they've got one like him. Again, he's the one, I mean, time after time in this second half, he's got to fill in for people. I think this is less of a free kick than the one he gave away in the area against Del Piero, I have to say. But that last attack, the lovely little touch from Danielson to Romario. Just when he needed his first touch to not to desert him, it did.
Who would it be, Del Piero or Albertini again, who's had one free kick diverted in already? It's Del Piero this time. Tapparel untroubled.
Now, and this is a little bit of skill here, the little flick, watch this. And then he just wanted to take it on, into his stride and hit. Just got away from him. Look at that. He's in. The chance is lost as soon as he didn't control it well.
There's Di Matteo. Inzaghi. Del Piero moving in from the far post. He was tugged down, was he, by Aldair?
Well, it might have just been a case there of I didn't give it last time, I better give it this time. I think that's less of a penalty than the last one. He's running at him, running at him. That's slight contact. There's a tangle of legs. I think the defender's a little unlucky. But he gets a penalty given there. I think Inzaghi made the most of it. But I think they do deserve it after being denied earlier with Del Piero.
Well, perhaps justice has evened itself out, but whatever, it gives Italy a great opportunity to set the seal on this game. Del Piero, who started the scoring off against Claudio Tapparel. It's Del Piero, and have the Italians, who lost on penalties to Brazil in the World Cup final 3 years ago, won this one on a penalty.
Well, they dispatched that with some aplomb, didn't they? Confidently, arrogantly almost. Never looked like he was going to do anything but score there, Del Piero, as he strode up to the ball. Focused on it. Drilled it in top corner. Good stuff.
Second goal of the game for Alessandro. Del Piero firmly hit. Tapparel beaten, all ends up. And Brazil making another change. And on has come Flavio Conceição. And Mauro Silva, the player who's gone off.
What's his name again?
We'll just call him Flavio.
Ah, good idea.
Di Matteo, Inzaghi, Roberto Carlos. Cafu's made a good run from the back. He's found him. He was looking for Romario. And now Del Piero trying to put Inzaghi through, but beaten by the offside trap.
Well, they stood up that time, and I think that's something Aldair maybe should have done in the last attack when Di Matteo slipped the ball through to Inzaghi. He made the run forward. I thought the defender had time just to hold his run and step up and play him off.
Danielson. Brazil win another corner. Are you prepared to write them off yet?
I did say next goal wins it. I'm going to stick by that. But if I'm looking for pluses to Gallo, then certainly Danielson, the number 20, has shown.
Aldair arriving for the corner.
I thought Costa Curta got a bit of that, and so did Aldair, I have to say. Good ball in again, Aldair flying in. I think that's another corner.
Aldair already unhappy with the referee, and even more cause to be now. Just how costly will that penalty be for Brazil?
Well, I think they're trying to just organise the back a bit. I think Dunga's trying to play in between the two centre-backs, and what they're just saying to the two full-backs, you're playing wingers now, you're wide men. Dunga will do what Mauro Silva was attempting to do for most of the second half. Well, he's lining up for it.
Yes, here he goes. It's
about the same range, isn't it?
Yeah, just the other end. Even the faces on the mural are ducking. Here comes Roberto Carlos! And Pagliuca right behind it.
That's it with some force again. Good accuracy. Not the best wall in front of the goalkeeper in the wall, but sometimes you're as well not having a wall. Sometimes does you more harm. From that sort of range, the keeper would like a long, good look at it. And he certainly got that, Pagliuca.
Fuser. Foul by Inzaghi. Flavio.
Well, call him Flavio. He's got it on his jersey anyway. Don't be complicating things for us, mate.
Here's Leonardo.
A chance again. One or two questions are being asked in the heart of that defence. I think since Baggio's gone off, Leonardo's enjoyed a little bit more space than he had, but that's a huge gap that he found himself in. Rushes it just a touch. Great ball in from Dunga. Just wanted it, I'm sure, just a little bit more in front of him. Just hits it with a shin.
Certainly Cesare Maldini was wondering how Leonardo managed to get that space. Costa Curta. Fuzet. Well, Brazil may be ahead on that count, but still chasing the game.
I don't think you would have expected that second half with them leading.
Although we've been able to admire their artistry and their efforts and endeavour, I'm sure that that won't be fully appreciated back in Rio if the result stays this way.
Yeah, the same applies wherever you are in the world, Rob. It doesn't quite wash when you say we played well, but we didn't win.
Here's Flavio.
Well, they've got some players that can hit the ball, haven't they? There's another one. That'd be a surprise to Pagliuca. Good goalkeeping, got himself a great position, stepped out to the edge of the 6-yard box, narrowed the angle. Shot was a screamer.
Roberto Carlos with a corner that dips out. First time that's happened for him in the tournoi.
Gives us a chance, though. Have a little look at this. What a strike. Drags it onto his left, hits it in an instant. Look at the goalkeeper's position. Brilliant. What a great hit. Again, I think he's happy it's within range. I think another couple of feet to the right there. Might have been nestling in that net.
Well, the only time that Pagliuca has been beaten tonight was by his own player. Just as Aldair put one in his own net, so Lombardo did. But thanks to the award of the penalty, it's Italy in control. Stefano Torrisi has been warming up, so maybe the change that they were pondering anyway for the half of the defence is about to take place.
I think they'd like to give him 20 minutes or so, Maldini, if he is going to be the one who's going to replace Costa Curta against Georgia. And what better test for the lad?
Be his first cap, and what a team against which to earn that honour.
Yeah.
Angelo Di Livio also warming up. He was left out of the starting lineup because he's got a fairly heavy programme, 58 games for club and country this season. Here's Ronaldo. Albertini. Celio Silva back covering, but Del Piero is through. It only took a recovery from the Brazilian defender to deny him.
Well, when you allow a ball to bounce, it causes you problems. You'd normally expect a centre-back back home to be going and cleaning that ball out when it travelled that far, go and head it forward. They do like to try and play all the time. As soon as it bounced, they had a problem.
Not Inzaghi. Matteo. Romario. Well, he looked to go through on his own, and he's won the corner. Brazil battling against the clock, looking for this recovery. Cafu. Dunga. Roberto Carlos. Looking to slip Ronaldo through. And it's in! And the revival is on.
That's the first little glimpse of that man's talent. He's got great feet, unbelievable acceleration there. He didn't quite, I mean, this shows you scuffing them in is as good as drilling them in. Didn't quite hit it as sure as well as he wanted. For once to get marked, and Cannavaro, I think, gets on the wrong side of him, which he hasn't done often tonight. Baglucci's not, well, he's not the best. Goes with it with his legs, but he just digs inside. Cross Costa Curta. Yeah, scuffs it a little. Just wrong foot's the goalkeeper, maybe.
Ronaldo, the man who is likely to be playing his club football in Italy next season with Inter Milan, scores against Italy and continues that excellent scoring tally that he's got. 22nd appearance, 14 goals at international level, and Brazil looking to get back in control of their own destiny. Roberto Carlos pulled it across, and Cannavaro had to be on his guard there against Ronaldo again.
Well, they all gave it up. Everybody except Roberto Carlos gave it up. And had they not, somebody might have just been nodding in the equalizer. What a 20 minutes or so we've got now.
Every time you write the Brazilians off, they manage to find a way back through, and their patience very often pays off.
Amazing. There's Cannavaro, just got on the wrong side, got on the outside of Ronaldo for about the first time. He does wrong foot the goalkeeper. He's expecting it to go to his left as we see it there. Maybe bending across him, he gets wrong-footed. Can do nothing at the ball, just agonisingly, slowly going past them.
Don't forget, the man of the match vote is completely in your hands. 0891 111101. That's 0891 111101 to register your view. Certainly no shortage of candidates.
Yeah, don't rush it. Oh, well, go on then.
Here's Flavio. Leonardo's touch. Ronaldo again. Romario. And the Italians are worried.
Well, Ray talked about them being the best defenders in the world. I'm sure they're up there amongst the best. But it just shows you what a potent strike force is. They could get a couple of hammer throws at the back. They could just defend. My God, what a team they'd be.
Leonardo's corner. Roberto Carlos. Danielson. More great running from him. Well, he really deserves a goal, doesn't he?
Yeah, youth just hit. I mean, it's a brilliant run. I think he's had a smashing game. It's been an absolute threat every time he's got the ball, whether it's been doing this or whether it's been slipping balls through. I think maybe here he's got Romario there, he's got Ronaldo across the 6-yard box. Never threatened the goal.
He's 19 years of age, Danielson. And one of the Brazilians who plays in his home base country with Sao Paulo. Ronaldo. And even when they've been 2 goals adrift, the Brazilians have appeared to be completely unfazed.
Watch this. Quick feet. Well done, Cannavaro. If ever you needed to watch the ball, and that was the occasion.
Leonardo. And now Roberto Carlos is through. Chance for the equalizer! Off the underside of the crossbar! Well, 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 he almost did it again. Here's Cafu.
Well, I'll tell you, this side are ragged. At the moment, Italy just don't know what to do.
And Brazil, sensing that, are really going for the jugular.
The only thing they can hope to do is get it forward, because they're as strong as they look going forward, they look as shaky at the back. Oh, what a strike. I thought he delayed it too long. I was thinking, go on, hit it, hit it. Took another touch on it. Then he did hit it.
Here's Di Matteo, and he's tried to play Inzaghi through! And you almost wondered there if the old story of, after all that Brazilian pressure, their defence capitulating was going to happen again.
Well, I thought it's ridiculous to even attempt a shot from here. It's 4 yards at an angle. Taffarel's almost ducked under it, but this is a shot at the other end. I mean, this is hit with power. And even though it's right above the goalkeeper, he can't move his arms quick enough to get anything on it. It's a pity. I think they've deserved something from this game.
Del Piero's corner, headed away by Silvio Silva. Ronaldo. Brazil certainly deserves something from this game. England praying that they'll get it. Another goal for Brazil. If the score stays that way, then England have won the tournoi. Here's Del Piero. Rescued it initially, but Roberto Carlos concedes the corner.
How do you organise? I was just thinking, how can you possibly organise a defence to play against this team? You pick up him, son, you run with him, you go with him, no chance. You just got to get men back, try and fill spaces.
It's Del Piero's kick. Inzaghi.
Well, it's ambitious, he's always under pressure from Cafu.
Dunga. Romario. Flavio. Blocked by Albertini. Italy still lying deep, hoping to soak it up. Brazil with just over 12 minutes more to prise this defence open again. It's Dunga this time trying! And Pagliuca gets enough on it to tip it over.
Again, nothing wrong with the power, nothing wrong with the strike. The only thing Dunga would have liked would have been just nestling a yard or two the other side, straight above the goalkeeper. I'd be most amazed if that had gone in.
And he's lost it and recovered before Aldair could manage to get there. A fearsome effort this from Dunga. Well, if they hang on here, it will be a result that Italy have managed to grind out. Facing quite fearful pressure. Again, this time Leonardo in. Costa Curta decide to let it go. And his judgment was vindicated.
Something wrong with the ball. They're hitting it that hard. It's been substituted.
Last effort from Dunga proved one too many for the ball.
Who says the ball never gets tired? This is shot at the other end from Inzaghi. It's a great strike from a very, very acute angle. Almost embarrassed Taffarel.
This tournament is a dry run for the World Cup, and this match is a dry run for the World Cup final. I don't think anyone will be complaining.
England, mate. And Scotland, because we've done a little bit closer after that great result in Belarus earlier. Well done, boys.
Well, you've lasted 80 minutes without mentioning it. I knew it would have to get in somewhere.
Just threatened Ronaldo, didn't he? I think he's going to have to feel for him at times, tugging at the shirts continually.
Inzaghi. Immediately cut off by Dunga. Lombardo's clearance. Fuser. Roberto Carlos. Romario. And he was fouled in a very dangerous position. Panucci unhappy about the award of the free kick. Pagliuca will be even more unhappy as he has to prepare the rear guard.
he comes around the side and goes through a little. He certainly won the ball, but it would have looked clumsy and awkward to the referee. And that is one place you do not want to be giving free kicks away.
Well, they like to vary things, but will it be Roberto Carlos again?
I like to vary it, yeah. Who's going to thump it? Leonardo might fancy it. He's only 2 yards off it.
Italian defence quaking in their boots. But it was going to be Roberto Carlos. Bit of kidology again with the wall. Here he goes again, Roberto Carlos.
Costa Curta's about 5 yards from the wall. That's what they were trying to get to the referee's attention.
Maldini's clearance. This is Del Piero. And it's gone beyond Aldair. This is Inzaghi. Fuser's made a good run into the box. Del Piero. Inzaghi! Well, that was a great chance to settle it once and for all.
Yeah, it was not an easy chance. Lovely volley, came at him awkwardly, had to readjust quickly. Inzaghi, he's looked bright when he's come on. To be fair, he's not playing against much of a defence. There's plenty of spaces for him to run into. Lovely little 1-2 though. Good strike.
Cannavaro wanted to let it run and was brave enough to hold off Ronaldo himself. Ronaldo's actually taken a knock. And a chance for both defences now to take a bit of a breather. So often Ronaldo has shown a clean pair of heels to Cannavaro that it was a bit of a risk letting it run back as he did. His goalkeeper got there. And don't forget to get in with your votes for man of the match. Plenty of candidates to ponder on. 0891 11 11 01. 0891 11 11 01. That's the number to ring to register your view.
This is a little 1-2. Again, Inzaghi's a good few chances. Just adjusts, keeps his eye on the ball beautifully. Strikes it well. Maldini, he's rampages forward at times, Rob. He ain't crossed the halfway line this half. He's been absolutely camped in his own half. He looks actually shattered. I don't know whether he's quite got over that injury.
Italy with 6 more minutes in which to hang on, and the 3 goals that they've rattled up in this game, their first 3 goals in the tournoi, will do them no harm at all if it comes down to goals scored in the duel with England. Leonardo, Romario through, Romario with the equalizer. Would you believe it?
Ah, what a contest. I said first half, the greatest attack in the world against, well, the greatest defence. They get a little bit of luck, but who's to say they don't deserve it? Again, it's into the big man, he holds it up. There's a little bit of feet going, but I think Ronaldo spots him there. And he just gets enough on it to squeeze it through a couple of defenders. And from then on, well, it's all about Romario. Not want to be phased, not want to panic in a situation like that. Skips past Luca as if he's even there. Look at that, there's a little dummy. Goalkeeper buys it, hook, line and sinker. The question is, can they win it?
Well, Twice they've faced a 2-goal deficit, and now they've finally drawn level for the first time since the goal started going in. Romario, who's had such an ineffective tournament in terms of the first match and the first hour of this match, but suddenly he's exploded into life at the right time. And that defending in depth that the Italians have been doing has suddenly backfired on them.
I don't think they can do anything about it. I think Brazil at 3-1 down just said, well, that's it, we've got to go for it. And I think that's exactly what they did. Push two full-back right forward. They asked Mauro Silva, then Dunga, after he went off, just to sit in with the two centre-backs. And then they said to everybody else, oh, you're all attackers, every one of you.
Well, Italy trying now to save their own blushes. Del Piero's free kick. Albertini. Well, you can only admire the resolve of this Brazilian team. Really have stuck to their guns, never phased. When they were 2-0 down, when they were 3-1 down, just kept plugging away. Ronaldo found the ball at the right time to get Romario through for the equalizer.
And what a mouth-watering prospect Tuesday's now beginning to look.
Of course, in terms of the tournoi, that goal from Romario was the one that England wanted. Is it going to stay this way, though? Or are Brazil going to get a winner? Leonardo. Great chance here.
Oh, what a chance.
Aldair it was who had the opening.
He opted to place it in the corner. How they would have loved that chance to have dropped to, well, one of half a dozen other players. Said Maldini looked like he's been struggling. Certainly wouldn't surprise me if that's his last piece of action. Huge gaps now, they just can't cope with the running of the Brazilians. It wasn't easy, he was always under pressure, Aldair. Had players in his face, but not a great finish.
Well, it looks like Maldini will be making his exit on the famed motorised cart.
Well, if he doesn't, I wonder if he'll get booked. Well, there you go. Maybe David Beckham has got a case after all to get his booking squashed, or quashed, should I say.
Well, Maldini will take no further part, we presume, with Di Livio preparing to come on. The man of the match is also on the Italian side, Alessandro Del Piero. 2 goals as he's announced his return to the international fold, and the award for man of the match. Di Livio is to come on for Paolo Maldini, so Di Livio's limbs, which may be tired from his season of toil, but they're fresh at this stage. And can Italy hang on for the draw now?
Now this is a goal. Again, it's an absolutely peach of a finish from Romario. That is what he is all about. I've never seen him phased when he gets in a 1-against-1 against a goalkeeper. Invariably, that's the outcome. Net bulging.
Cross towards Inzaghi, it's beyond him. Di Livio newly into the action.
I just hope that on Tuesday, Rob, I know if it stays this way, England have won the tournament, but I bet there's English players watching. We all love to play against this full-strength Brazilian side. 2 days after tonight's game, maybe Zagallo might use that game to make 1 or 2 changes. That would be a pity. I bet Glenn Hoddle would love to pit his wits against this side.
Looking for Ronaldo with a cross. Nobody there to pick up on his header back. But into stoppage time we go. It's been such a carnival. Don't really want it to finish. Aldair. Cannavaro. Nielsen. If anyone, he's really deserved a goal. He's taken down right on the edge of the penalty area, and that's a yellow card for Alessandro Costa Curta.
Well, they're embarrassing good defenders now. Totally embarrassing them. Costa Curta, when he had him running at him to Nielsen, he must have just felt totally helpless. There's no doubt that Nielsen was just going to go past him. Past him he went. Ball usually goes past Italian defenders or the player, but certainly not both. That's cynical, that is.
And when you're facing the possibility of a defeat by Brazil, the last thing you want to give away at this stage of the game is a free kick in such tricky territory.
Pity for him, Nielsen. He's been my pick. It's been difficult. Good performances. He's really impressed me tonight. 19, you say he is, Rob?
Absolutely.
Dear, they're struggling with youth. Ronaldo 20, him 19.
It's Romario, and off the wall for a throw. As Romario had his final say. He went the wrong side then. Suggests he might have.
To be fair though, Flavio and Nielsen get a game on Tuesday. Not bad.
And England have won the Tournoi de France. But the story here is of a remarkable revival after Alessandro Del Piero had seemingly given Italy an unassailable position. It was a foul on Inzaghi by Aldair, which gave Italy a penalty that was firmly tucked away by Del Piero for his second goal of the match. But they hadn't banked on the spectacular Brazilian revival, initially through Ronaldo, and then through Ronaldo's creativity in setting up Romario to have the final say. Brazil never knew when they were being written off, brought about that excellent revival, and it's finished here in Lyon. Brazil 3, Italy 3.